Alright, guys, I got another random batch of what I got at the banks. Now, I set this up kind of Georgia Silver Hunter style. Um, and, yeah, so I got all these coins at two different branches. And, yeah, I mean, it was pretty much as simple as that. Unfortunately, none of the banks had half dollars. But I got all this other stuff, so I'm happy about that. As far as pennies go, there's probably about $15 to $20 worth of pennies there. Unfortunately, some of the I don't know if it's I don't think you guys can see, but some of the machine wrapped appear to be uncirculated. And I'm not sure if they're completely uncirculated or if they maybe came from a box that had some uncirculated and circulated pennies in them. I'm not sure, but there's about a little less than $20, I'd say, in pennies. There's $110 in dimes. Other than the pennies, all the machine wrap stuff is completely circulated. But yeah, so about $100, $110 in dimes. Mix of custom wrapped and machine wrapped. I'd say about $60, maybe $70 in nickels. 99% of it machine wrapped, except for this one roll right here. I did get $2 coins as well. They're not anything too exciting. 2000 Philly and John Tyler Presidential. So I'll check this one for the error that is known on that, but other than that, not really much to search through there. And then about 250 in quarters. And the interesting thing about the nickels is a lot of them are Loomis, which is a rare sight for me as of late because I rarely get Loomis wrapped change anymore. I used to get Loomis all the time. I even have a few quarter rolls that are Loomis. These I actually got at a different bank. But it's crazy because I've primarily been getting these ones when I used to get these ones. So it's kind of a breath of fresh air to see Loomis wrapped rolls again. So I haven't hunted those in a while, so we'll see. Now, the only reason why I'm not incredibly hopeful is because a lot of it's machine wrapped, and a good chunk of the pennies are uncirculated, and a lot of the custom wrap stuff that we do have is the same. So often that doesn't bode well. Not to mention, with the amount of dimes and quarters we have, we're kind of just at that range where I'm not sure if we'd have enough to get something exciting like some silver in the dimes, or even heck maybe even in the quarters. I just got silver in quarters recently, but who knows? We'll see. Mainly, if I'm expecting to find anything really good, I'm probably expecting it to be in the nickels because we have mostly machine wrapped here, and nickels tend to produce the most finds. But who knows? I have had hunts recently where the nickels were definitely not the star of the show. So I'm going to get started with the pennies, and I'm going to start with those machine wrapped rolls and see if they really are uncirculated, and if they do have some circulated pennies in there, I want to see what the mix is. So I'm going to get started on those. And I'm going to bring you guys in for this hunt, or at least the first half. I might end up setting up the tripod at some point. But for now, I think I'm just going to start like I've done in a couple other videos, bring the camera in. So, I'll bring you guys in on my first find. You guys know the most frustrating thing about these uncirculated penny rolls is these aren't 2025s because I didn't expect to get 2025 pennies yet. I hear they're going to be low mintage. They're not 2024s. They're not 2023s. Yeah, for some reason, I got a bunch of uncirculated penny rolls that are 2022s. I have no idea how or why the bank had uncirculated rolls of 2022s. I don't know. Maybe Brinks just ran out of new pennies because the 2025s were limited vintage and they had some old 2022 rolls in stock. But it's kind of irritating that I'm still getting those 3 years later. Well, I guess I'm lucky that machine wrapped boxes do so well for me, because very first roll of the ones that were circulated, at least, right there, poking out. In fact, it was the second copper coin I pulled out, 1941 Philadelphia, and I will check it off camera for any doubling. But yeah, and this roll had a new ender. So who knows? Maybe some of these other rolls have more circulated pennies in them than I initially thought. But we're on the board. Let's keep going. All right, I'm I'm onto the customer app rolls now, and there's a Canadian penny right here. The back, 1980, in decent shape. All right, I don't see anything else, but we'll keep going. All right, I got another Wheatie. I was concerned that I might not get one because all these rolls are the same, but and we'd only gotten that one Wheatie in the machine wrapped rolls, but we did get one right here. 1952 Philadelphia. All right, newest of the rolls, and let's keep going. All right, well, I moved on to nickels, and unfortunately, the pennies really didn't give us very much. In the last few rolls, I did get a few more Canadian pennies, so I thought I'd show them. 1998 non-copper, 91 copper, and a 1980 copper. But I'm in the first roll of nickels, and that one popped out right there. We got a 1940 San Francisco. First nickel find on the board, and I'll look through here and see if I find anything else. Alright, I'm on the fourth roll, and I got 1949 poking out. 1949, Denver. Alright, find number 2. This one looks old. Yep, it is old. That 06 is crazy. Got another older one here. 1952, Philly. First in the 50s, and let's just see if there's anything else in here that I can see right now. Oh, there's a 2009 right there. I always seem to catch them live. 2090. All right. Starting to stack up the finds and the nickels now. Alright guys, well, we did it in the nickels. I tried to keep them all in the roll. They wouldn't stay in, but I saw a dark edge. I had seen a few before, and they turned out to be a bust, but I could tell by the look on this. We got silver. San Francisco Mint, 1943. And I know that there's a DDO on that, so I'll have to look that up, and the specifications, and see if it is or not. But we got silver already in the hunt, and I will take it. Let's just dump out the rest of this roll. Yep. Something still stuck in there. A couple coins still stuck in there. There we go. What's this? This looks interesting. Nope, 64. I'm actually not seeing anything else, but we'll keep going. Alright, one of the previous rolls had a 1954 San Francisco, and then this roll here, it was right there. 1941 Denver. Fourth in the 40s. Alright guys, well, nickels have really been hitting it this year as far as silver. We're in another one of these rolls. I saw another edge. This one looks kind of interesting too. Nope, 89. 64. But this one I've already seen. Silver number 2. 1945 out of Philly. So we got 2 silvers in the nickels. Nickels have been doing great. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it. Let's keep going. All right. Well, I really should have been filming because I was getting fines. I had a couple 50s. 1957 Denver, and a 1958 in a previous roll, Denver, and got another from the 40s that I thought was a 56. So I'll just show it here. 1946 out of Denver. We'll go right there. And then in this row, I see two finds. I see a 1959 Denver and another 1949 Philly. All right. 69. All right, let's keep going. All right, I pulled this one out because it had kind of a green edge. I was hoping that it was silver. It's not, but it is a 1948 Denver. So, actually, our first from that year. Put that right there. And we're really stacking up the fines on the nickels. All right, I was pulling this one out because it had a dark tint and it ended up being a 58D. But in that same roll, as I dumped it out, there is a 47. So, 1947, San Francisco. Another new year for us. So, we're stacking up the variety of dates here. So, yeah, in fact, we almost got every year in the 40s because we got 40, 41, no 42, but we got a 43, no 44, but we got a 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So we're only missing like 2 years in the 40s. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, we struck it again. I apologize for the weird lighting. The sun is in full force today. I had gotten a 54D in one of the other rolls. And this one looks kind of old here. Nope, 1990. But look at this, guys. I totally missed this by the edge. I guess it didn't really have a different edge, but look at this. We did it again. And it's another new year. 1944 out of San Francisco. Yeah, I did not notice it by the edge because it didn't really have a different edge, but that is not only a new year, but it is our third silver in the nickels. We are doing great. Hopefully it continues. Alright, I got another 40s find. It was almost an ender, 2 away from it. Got 1941 out of Denver. Second in that year. I'm just quickly going through to see. I don't see anything else. We'll keep going. Alright, very last roll of nickels. And I got one more find here. At least one more find. Who knows? There could be something else in there. We got a 1947 out of San Francisco. All right, let's move on to dimes now. All right, guys. So, this was kind of shocking. This isn't anything too crazy, but I was going through the dimes. I'm still on the machine wrap rolls. Now, if I expected anything like this, I thought for sure it'd come out of the custom wrapped. But I dumped out this roll and it kind of exploded on me. So I was starting to line them up so I could pull them down like that. And I noticed that little thing right there. And I thought it was just like some piece of paper. And I turned it around and it is a picture of, it looks like a painting. I don't know what this is. If you guys know anything about this, let me know in the comments. But that is the first time I have seen anything like that in a dime roll. So, let me know. I don't know. It's just a little teeny piece of paper. I think it is. But that is very strange. Let's keep going. Alright, guys. So, unfortunately, we went through all the quarters and didn't really find anything. I was actually kind of hopeful because we had so many machine wrapped rolls, and quarters have actually been doing really well this year. But you can't win them all, right? Now this is kind of one of those hunts, and this happens a lot where you're kind of conflicted about how you feel. Like on one hand, I'm very, very excited that the nickels produce 3 silver nickels. Like, I mean, 3 silver coins. That's technically better than my last mixed hunt, right? Getting 3 silver coins in a mixed hunt is exciting, right? And obviously, silver if I get less fines in other denominations. But it's one of those things because, like, the dimes and quarters not producing anything, that's not too far out of the question. But the pennies being light kind of makes it a little bittersweet, because if the pennies had just produced like a couple more wheat cents, at the very least maybe 2 or 3, this would have been, I would have said this would have been an absolutely fantastic hunt. And it's still a good hunt. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to complain about that. But I really would have liked to see something in the dimes or the quarters. I was, not gonna lie, I was really actually hoping that I'd find a buffalo, because I haven't found one of those in a while. Mainly because I haven't hunted a nickel box in a while. But it was still a good hunt. And I don't want to keep. I feel like I'm always a Debbie Downer in all these videos, saying, like, only talking about the negative aspects. So let's stop talking about that and go over the fines. I'll go over some of the oddities. We have that weird piece of paper or plastic, or I don't even know what it is. I don't even think that's an actual person. I think it's a painting. I'm not sure what it is, but it was in a machine wrap dime roll. We got 2 minor varieties here, an Alaska quarter with the extra claw, as well as a 1970 proof reverse dime out of Denver. 2 kind of crazy tone coins again. They're always kind of hard to see through the camera, but the 2002 here has kind of like a gold tint, and the 97 has some crazy rainbow toning. And then as far as kind of other things, I got this 2005 Philly that it's in really good shape, but when I opened the roll that it was in, I actually thought it was a proof at first because of that edge. And it's not, but it's in really good shape, so I might check that against the book. Only really nice copper was a really nice 62D. Got a couple 59Ds and one 59 Philadelphia, although once again, I just count those as a part of the copper. So, still cool though. And then kind of jumping down a bit to the pennies, we got 4 Canadian cents here, and 98, which is not copper, 91, and 2 from 1980. As for the 2 wheat cents we had, 52p and 41 Philly, and I did check this for the DDO, and it is not it, so just a 41 Philly. As for the nickels, which were obviously the big star of the show here, 159D, 258Ds, this one was some kind of odd toning, 157D, 254, 154D, 154S, 52p, and then every year in the 40s except for 40, 41, 42. I think the only year we're missing is 42, because we got 40, 41, no 42, 43, 44, 45. Yeah, the only year in the 40s we're missing is 1942. 2 from 49. 1 from 48. That's a Denver. I think one of these is a Philly, one is a Denver. 2 from 47. 1 San Francisco, 1 Philly. A 46 Denver. 2 from 41 and 2 from 40. And then we also did get that 2009 out of Denver. And then obviously the finds of the hunt were the 1945 Philly silver nickel. This was actually the last one I found, the one that I did not see by the edge, because it did not look silver by the edge. 44S, so it's cool. That was the second one. I think this was the first one that I found. 43 San Francisco as well. So I will take it. It's kind of bittersweet with some of the other denominations, but silver nickels have been aplenty this year, and I'm not going to complain. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.